Good evening to Miss Beth and my fellow friend. My name is Muhammad Azrul Hafizam bin Awang Abdul Halim, and this is my group member, which is Aaron Ili, Siti Amni Wahinin, and Nur Shazanani Izati. So, for subject SPS564 Advanced Conditioning, I and my group will present about muscular endurance. So, before we start, we from Faculty Sport Science and Recreations at UiTM Kota Samarahan, Sarawak. And for lecturer for this subject is Miss Patricia Pawa Anak Pite. So let's go for the first slide. So the first slide talk about is what is muscular endurance. So in your opinion, what is the muscular endurance? So let's go for the definitions. Muscular endurance, or ME, is the ability of a muscle or groups of muscles to sustain repeat contractions against a resistance for an extended period of time. And the point number 2 for muscular endurance is the greater your muscle endurance, the more reps you can do of certain exercise. It is one of the components of muscular fitness, along with the muscle strength and power. So then this a lot of sport that require muscular endurance and their performance. For example, is badminton in cycling. So the next slide, my group mate Izati can present.
Hi, my name is Nur Shazanani Izati binti Yahya, and I will proceed my group presentation with benefit of muscular endurance. First, increasing to sustaining the energy of the athlete. As we know, as an athlete or sport person, they are required to have high intensity to sustain or consistency to supply our energy to our body to have a good sport performance. Besides that, muscular endurance may help to improve our consistency in supply energy to our body. There are several sports that usually need or emphasize high muscular endurance to perform the sport, which is like badminton and cycling. This is because the duration of the game are very not consistent, and the cycling is because the duration and also the how long the cycler can perform to finish the cycling. Then second is reducing the risk of getting energy. As we know, as sport person or athlete, we are tend to scare when we get injury. This is because when we get injury or hurt, we will have a limitation to perform well in our sport performance as well. And by doing muscular endurance, it can help to increase our muscle mass and can reduce our risk of getting injury. The third point is increase muscular strength. Fourth is improve in balance and coordination. And the last one is improve in bone density and strength.
Thank you, my group mate Izati. So I will continue for the introduction for badminton. So badminton is an indoor or can be outdoor recreational activity. So for your information, sport badminton have a single and a double. So durations you playing the badminton 25 to 30 minutes. So the release of energy is fast and the effects does less long. In badminton, you use this energy to execute and catch shot. Since most games run longly and involve more activity than catching shots, the body uses energy to keep you active in the games. This is aerobic energy. The extensions of the need for energy engaged are the systems that use oxygen to equip muscle for movement. And this energy comes in handy for steady activity. This is the energy that facilitates the aerobic aspect of badminton. So we go to the next slide. So for the next slide, I will talk about training programs about a badminton player. So for the first exercise, I will choose the squat. The implement is barbell. So the major muscle for squat is hamstring, quadriceps, and gluteus maximus. So we're gonna do the 3 sets, 15 reps, and 60% of 1 RM. And the rest interval for the next exercise is 30 seconds, and the squat exercise is structural exercise. So for the next exercise is frontal lunges. The implement is barbell. So the major muscle is hamstrings, quadriceps, gluteus maximus, and you're gonna do the 3 sets, 15 reps, and 60% of 1 RM. And the rest interval is 30 seconds, and the exercise is sums with squat, which is the structural exercise. And the number 3 is bench over row. So the implements for exercise is barbell. So the major muscle is posterior deltoid, trapezius, and rhomboids. So you're gonna do the 3 sets, 15 reps, and 60% of 1 RM. So there is interval for the next exercise is 30 seconds. So this exercise is structural exercise. So the number 4 is bench press. The implement for bench press is barbell. So the major muscle is triceps, biceps, pectoralis major. So you're gonna do the 2 sets and 20 reps with the 60% of 1 RM. So the rest interval is 30 seconds. So for exercise bench press is non-structural exercise. So the number 5 is triceps extension. So the implement is you're gonna do the body weight. So the major muscle is biceps, deltoids, hamstring, and rectus abdominal. So you're gonna do the 2 sets, 20 reps, and 60% of 1 RM. So the rest interval is 30 seconds. So this exercise is non-structural exercise. So the second last is cable column chopper. The implement is only the cable column. So the major muscle is deltoid, obliques, and trapezius. So you're gonna do the 3 sets, 15 reps, and 60% of 1 RM. So the rest interval is 30 seconds. The exercise is non-structural exercise. So the last but not least is you're gonna do the crunches. The implement is body weight only, and the major muscle is oblique is maximus dorsi. So you're gonna do the exercise until your mandatory muscle is failed. So the rest interval is 30 seconds. So full exercise is co-exercise. So for this, let's talk about safety and considerations for badminton player. So the first of all, before you do the badminton, is you must gonna do the warming up and stretching. The number 2 is you have a court, and the number 3 you must have the equipment for playing badminton. And the number 4 is your attire sport. The number 5 is your fitness. And the number 6 is your gameplay, and the number 7 is technique. You're playing the badminton, and last but not least is your cooling down after you play the badminton. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, now I will proceed with advantage of every exercise, specifically for badminton sport. First, squat. First, increase lower body strength. Lower body strength, it includes the muscle target, which is quadriceps, hamstring, and our gluteus maximus, which is it helps the badminton player in jumping or in smashing of the skill that emphasized in badminton. Then squat also can increase in strength and balance, and also can increase core strength which is specifically at our lower pad. And for the frontal lunges, it can increase our muscle mass, increase our lower body strength, and increase stability, balance, and alignment. For the frontal lunges, it may help us in our agility too, because there are a lot of movement for the badminton player to hit the ball back to their opponent. Then for the leg pull down, it can increase back muscle, improve posture, and improve body stability. On the leg pull down, it may help the badminton player to do jumping smash that require the badminton player to get a power hit from our back to front, and it can improve our body stability. As we know, as a badminton athlete, the stability one of the most important thing in the sport, because they are playing because they require a lot of jumping in their sport. Then bend over row, increase upper body muscle, increase muscle mass, and increase spine and postural stability. Then bench press, improve upper body strength, improve intensity. Bench press can help us in our forearm on our forearm muscle, and it can help to have a powerful hit for badminton athlete. Then for the chopper, improve core strength and improve upper muscle. And last one is crunches, improve core muscle, improve lower back muscle, and improve our muscle mass too. And lastly, in conclusion, there are a lot of ways to improve our muscular endurance. Each sport have their own specific exercise to improve the muscular endurance, and for sure, every athlete have their own training program that's suitable for them to improve their skill and muscular endurance as well. Specifically for badminton, badminton is one of the fitness sport. It is require a lot of energy. Besides, has the player need to have a great stamina and agility, the athlete also require the great muscular endurance. Because of that, muscular endurance training program are important for them. As we know, each athlete have their own weaknesses and their own advantages. So by having their own training program, they can improve their skill more, and they can improve their muscular endurance more. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, so I will continue our group presentation for today. So my name is Eren Ili and I'm Sapit. So my part will be covering about cycling sport. So I will explain about what actually a cycling sport are, what the major muscle that will be used, what are the training program, and what are exercise and workout will be experienced or will be used in the training session of the athlete in cycling sport. So we move on to the first slide for cycling. So the first slide is introduction of cycling. So as we know, cycling is very popular sport and well known to our community. And cycling sport is aerobic sport that require the athlete to contract the muscle for a long time, which is more than 2 hours. So I would like to highlight about the word aerobic sport. Why I said is this sport is aerobic sport because the athlete need to contract the muscle for a long period of time, which is more than 2 hours, more than 1 hour, maybe for average for cycling sport, which is 3 or 4 hours, depend on the distance that be covered by the athlete. So the next one is the major muscle that will be used, which is quadricep and hamstring, along with our gastrocnemius muscle in our lower leg. And this muscle will work together in a sequence and contract in a sequence that create a pedaling action that will be move the bike forward and transport athlete from initial position into the final position. So the next one is what are the training program that did need to be undergo by the cycling athlete. So this is the example. So this I want to highlight about seven type of exercise that will be in this training program. So the first one is deadlift. So second one is suitcase lunges, barbell overhead press, squat with barbell, and then legs extension and bicep barbell curl. And the last one is for core, which is oblique crunches. So this is the graphic that you can see how to exactly perform the exercise. So this is the exercise that I said earlier, as I mentioned earlier. So there are seven exercise. So the first one is the deadlift, which is implement you by using barbell. Major muscle that will be targeted during training is gluteus maximus, quadricep, and hamstring. So it will be performed in 15 reps in two sets, and the rest interval is 30 seconds. This exercise is a structural exercise. Second one is suitcase lunges. We can use dumbbell or kettlebell. So the major muscle are gluteus maximus, quadricep, and hamstring, which is similar to deadlift exercise, but the set and the reps are a little bit different. For suitcase lunges, perform in 20 reps in 3 sets. So, but the rest interval is 30 seconds, and this exercise also structural exercise. The third one is barbell overhead press. We can use barbell, and the major muscle is that will be used in this exercise is pectoralis major, deltoid, and trapezius, which is our upper body muscle. So the reps are 20 repetition in 2 sets. 30-second rest interval, and this is also a structural exercise. Next one is squat with barbell. We can use squat rack or dumbbell or even barbell. So gluteus maximus and quadricep is the major muscle. So set is 3 set and perform in 20 repetition with a 30-second rest interval. This is exercise is structural exercise because it's performed in a standing position. The next one is uh, focus in assistant exercise, which is two exercise, which is the first exercise is leg extension. So basically will be used leg curl machine. So what a major muscle that will be targeted is quadricep and our tibialis anterior. It will perform in 30 repetition for per set. So the set are 3 and 30-second 30-second rest interval. The next assistant exercise is bicep barbell curl. So the implement that will be used is barbell. So the major muscle bicep. Why is bicep only? Because this exercise is performed in single joint with a single joint. So perform in 2 set and 20 repetition with a 30 second rest interval. So the last one is focus on our core muscle. This exercise is core exercise. So it is oblique crunches and medicine ball and dumbbell is also the equipment that can be used. Rectus abdominis and external oblique is major muscle that will be targeted. Perform it in 3 sets with a 30 repetition. So the rest interval is 30 seconds. So this is a safety consideration that we must taking care of. So the first one is use proper equipment and clothes. Second one is perform warm up and stretch session. Next one is make sure the equipment and the environment is safe because it's safety first, right? So next one is perform full range of motion and take the time. Next one is always drink enough water and always cool down after you finish with your training program or your exercise. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, good day to everyone. I am Siti Amni from SR2434A, and in this video, I will continue on the presentation on mechanism of muscular endurance, or for short, I call as ME. Muscular of endurance is the ability of the muscle to exert force in a prolonged period of time. If a muscle contracts more than one, and basically it is using muscular endurance. Slow twitch muscle fiber is a major role in a muscular endurance. It is a great resistance to fatigue. Muscle endurance also requires strength, and then less strength we put on the muscle, the more energy it has to perform the task. So, if more strength we put on the muscle, the less energy it has to perform the task. And it is as simple as that. Stronger muscle require less blood and oxygen to perform great, which cause less strain on the heart, which result less rate endurance. Advantages for every exercise according to cycling sport. When you think about the best strength and conditioning exercises for cycling, you first examine what's needed. Cycling happens one leg at a time, is predominantly aerobic and requires repeated force production. And this is a few best exercise for cyclists. The first one is plank, plank with many variation. This one helps cross strength, maximize efficiency on the bike. The second one is lunges. It fire up the main muscle movers in cycling, including your glutes, quads, calves, and hamstring. The next one is leg lift. This leg lift target your hip flexor and abdominal stabilizer muscle for a smoother pedal stroke. And the last one, the fourth one is burpees. Burpees usually require full body explosive. Other than this, other weighted exercise to try include renegade rows, kettlebell swings, single leg deadlifts, and front squat. Um, and lastly, by cycling, people may increase their stamina and muscle mass in a way that is far more thrilling and engaging than a regular workout. When it comes to strength training for cyclists, the main goal is to train in a motion similar to cycling with the lower and upper body while also increasing overall core strength and muscular endurance. Thank you.